A lot of people say they want to achieve their dream lifestyle, but they've never actually defined it. In today's video, I'm going to help you how to define your dream lifestyle and how to actually achieve it. Hi, my name is Catherine and welcome to my channel. Step number 1, define what lifestyle means to you. So this is when you're going to do your life audit, looking back at what you've been doing for the past year or for the past couple of years, and then ask yourself some questions. What are the things that you've been doing that you want to do more of? What are the things that you don't want to do it anymore or that you're tired of and you want to get rid of? And what are the things that you secretly envy in other people? If you feel envious and jealous of someone, it could be their discipline, their beauty, their structure of life, their freedom, their career. That's a clue. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's a great clue to know what you want to achieve in your own life as well. And your dream lifestyle right now doesn't have to be the exact same in 5 years or in 10 years. What you want when in your 20s will be different from when you're in your 30s. It will be different from when you're single versus when you're married, living alone and living with family. And that's why you need to check in with yourself maybe twice a year. Now that you've reflected, let's move on to step 2. Step 2, choose your 3 core lifestyle priorities. I think this is a very fun part to do. This is when you're actually picking and choosing the things that you actually want to do in your dream lifestyle. But the reason why we're only doing 3 is because we can't prioritize everything. If everything is a priority, nothing is a priority. Here's the list of all the categories that I can think of. You can pause or take a screenshot and choose 3 out of all of this. Here we have health and body. It could be hitting the gym, going to Pilates, doing yoga, focusing more on your physical health. And then we have financial. Do we want to be financially free? Do we want to have financial investments? Do we want to own properties for career and business? Do you want a promotion? Do you want to start your own business? Like, how do you want to prioritize your career more? And for your personal growth, do you want to start reading or writing more, studying or learning something new, or maybe just improve a skill in life? For relationships, do you want to focus more on your partner, your family, friends? For experiences, do you want to travel more? Do you want to explore the city more? Traveling? For the environment, do you want to have more of a sustainable lifestyle? Of course, these are just the examples and there are so many different lifestyles out there. But remember to not be greedy and only choose 3. Now you rank them. There should be number 1 is your top priority, your second, and then your third. And remember that whatever you put on that number 1, that's what we're going to be focused on the most. And don't forget to be honest with yourself. Ask yourself, is this something I really want to have in life? Is this the lifestyle that fits my personality, who I am? Because at the end of the day, you are who you are. And if a lifestyle doesn't fit with who you are, it will never work. Now that you have those answers ready, here comes the real question. Are your current habits supporting or funding the lifestyle that you've just written down, or fighting against it? Because lifestyle equals money plus time plus energy allocation. The next step is to align these 3 pillars: mentally, physically, financially. You need all of these aspects to be supporting the lifestyle you want, and they're all important. Let's jump right into the most difficult pillar, money. And I know there's taboo about people talking about money. Some people think it's cringe, but I think talking about money in a comfortable way and be smart with it will help you so much in life. If we can be upfront about how we use our money, how we fund ourselves, and be very conscious about money coming in and coming out, then you're just being financially smart. And we all know that it's not fun when your money going against you. So of course we have to do a little financial audit. Now, before we talk about upgrading anything, we have to look back at what you've been spending on. You can take out a notebook and have your pen ready and start looking at last month or last 30 days, whatever works for you, because we need real data. So be very honest with yourself. going through all your bank statements. Now you write everything down and then you divide them into 2 columns, the non-negotiables and everything else. And for me, my non-negotiables include savings and basic needs. For me personally, to feel financially secure, I always make sure that I have some savings every month. And then I look at all the basic needs that I absolutely have to pay for. Your rent, your mortgage, maybe house insurance, and then we look at our groceries, your utilities, your phone bill, and then for the second column, you write everything else down. This include all of your subscriptions and memberships that you have, and your spendings on eating out, shopping, random Amazon orders, Starbucks, literally everything else. Now that you know that all of your fixed commitments on the first column, and then the second column with everything else, this is where everything's hiding. This is where your real priorities have been hiding. Because whatever left after your non-negotiables and savings, these are the things that you choose to fund your lifestyle. Then we're going to compare all of those things that you've been paying for with the 3 priorities that you've written down. And there you have your answer. If your number 1 priority is fitness, but most of your lifestyle spendings are on late night snacks or food deliveries and takeouts and clubbing then maybe your money is fighting your goal. If your priority is financial freedom, but most of your spendings are on upgrading your gadgets and spending lots on clothes, then you know that your spending is misaligned. These are just the examples, but what I'm trying to say is before upgrading your lifestyle, you need to reallocate your current lifestyle. And we have to do it gradually. You're gonna be miserable if you change everything all at once. We're doing it one by one and gradually because we want it to be sustainable. Instead of saying like, oh, I can't spend on this anymore, you can say, oh, I choose to spend on this instead of this because this supports my lifestyle. I'm choosing to spend on what aligns with my goals. So we're not changing who you are. Like if you love food, like I'm not gonna stop you from eating out or getting food deliveries, but we can gradually cut down on some and allocating the budget of eating out, add on to the budget of your grocery list so you can spend more on whole foods and eating out less. Because if health is your priority, then most of your spending should be supporting that. Having more money doesn't remove your priorities, it just increases the scale. And your money is the proof of your priorities. And if you don't like what it's proving, then you have the power to adjust it. Moving on to our next pillar is the mental aspect. A lot of people think that achieving a lifestyle is just the external upgrades, but a lot of it is in here. Just for example, it's the version of you who wakes up early, who has savings, who has a great toned body, who has a peaceful marriage, travels twice a year. That person doesn't wake up every morning feeling super motivated. That person has standards and discipline. You don't just rise to your dream lifestyle, it actually falls down to your daily habits. You actually have to do it step by step every day. So how do you align mentally? First, change your self-talk. If you want to love your body more, stop insulting it in front of your mirror. Let's say your priority is about beauty and self-care, but every morning waking up, you sabotage yourself in the mirror saying that, oh, you're ugly, I don't like you, like, you need to stop that. If you want to be more disciplined, stop saying to yourself, I am not disciplined, like I'm so lazy. But you can start saying like, I am becoming more disciplined. I am learning to love my body more. Because if you don't trust this new version of you mentally, then you will never achieve it. You have to believe that you are this new version of you. Does that make sense? Because you have to truly believe in who you are and who you are becoming. Do you believe that you can be better? Do you believe that you can live in this lifestyle? It's all mental. Secondly, stop romanticizing the results. Instead, romanticizing the process. For example, if you admire luxury, you should admire the systems and the discipline behind it as well, not just the products or the results itself. There are many, many big things out there that we can achieve, and I know you can achieve and I can achieve. But if you don't love the process, if you don't love the everyday life, the everyday habits, the small baby steps along the way to get to that point, then you're gonna be mentally miserable. And motivation can only help you so much. Motivation is temporary, but discipline stays. Third, you can audit your environment, the people you follow on social media, who are you spending your time with, and what conversations you tolerate. The people around you speak a lot about you. Let's say if you want smart investments or start saving, but you follow the people who only likes to spend, then that's misaligned. If you want a healthier lifestyle, but you're surrounded by people who like to sabotage those habits, that's also misaligned. Once you figure out all these things that we've mentioned, you're gonna be surprised of how many things that have actually been stopping you from achieving what you want. Now let's dive into our last pillar, the physical aspect. No matter what you want to do in life, you need a good physical health, because your lifestyle is sustained by energy. And I know I mentioned motivation a couple times, but I'm gonna mention it again because it is important. Motivation only works on short-term goals. Discipline and energy are going to sustain the long-term achievements. If you want a productive lifestyle, you need sleep. If you want a fitness lifestyle, you need recovery. If you want a creative lifestyle, you need mental clarity. And if you want a soft, drama-free life, then you need boundaries. Time management doesn't work if your body is exhausted. No matter what your priority is, you need your health to support it. And before we wrap up this video, I just want to mention some of the biggest mistakes people make. They try to upgrade everything at the same time. You can't save aggressively, wake up at 5 a.m., start a business, be social, start a fitness routine all in 1 month. That's insane. And that's not sustainable. Maybe you can do it for a couple weeks, a couple months, but it's gonna be really exhausting. And we don't want you to give up. We want it to be sustainable, that you can do it long term. Another thing I want to mention is that everybody has a different way of living, and no matter what you choose to do, I just hope that you feel happy and content with the lifestyle that you choose. Here's my last question for you. If you continue living like how you are living right now for the next 3 years or 5 years, will you achieve the dream lifestyle that you want? So open your notes tonight, write down the things that need to be written down, and start reallocating. Start today and become the best version of yourself. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back with more videos. Bye!